So guys, let's talk about my visa application journey, my experience, everything I had to go through on this journey. It's been very moody waiting for the visa, but now I think about it, I just smile and laugh over it. So the journey filled with lots of experience. It's also killing. I actually took a break here because I was really waiting for that visa. I was moody. I was waiting for my PR and all of that. So I didn't want to really talk about it with anyone until I've gotten it. But anyway, congratulations to me. I got my Australian permanent residency visa at last. So let's talk about my journey, the time frame, and all of that. And I hope you learn from my experience. I hope you learn the do's, the don'ts. Okay. I got my nomination towards the end of the financial year in Australia. The financial year in UK, it's different from the financial year in Australia. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But then on my nomination letter, I noticed that my name was spelled wrongly. So instead of Eukarya, it was spelled as Eukarya. There was an N in the name, and there's no N in Eukarya anywhere. So I had to notify them, and it took about 3 days for the correction to be effected, and then they sent me the corrected copy. The nomination letter is like the COS you get when you're coming to the UK. So with that COS, you apply for your tier 2 visa. So with the nomination, I need the nomination letter to apply for my permanent residency. First mistake I made was applying for my permanent residency towards the end of the financial year. I applied a month to the end of the financial year after I got my nomination, and visa grants, like I mentioned earlier, slows down towards the end of the financial year and picks up again in July, August. So note that first mistake: don't apply for your visa towards the end of the financial year. Apply for your visa from July, but once it gets like a month to the end of the financial year, just hold on with your nomination. And after the end of the financial year, when they've entered the new financial year, you can apply for a visa if you don't want the delay. That's if you're on the priority list and you don't want that delay, that unnecessary delay with your grants. So after the visa application, 3 days after the visa application, a case officer reached out to us. After visa application, your application is assigned to a case officer. A case officer reached out to me and sent me what is called an S56 form. An S56 form is like a request form that a case officer sends to you when they need more information from you, or when they need you to clarify an information that you've provided on your application. In my case, the case officer wanted me to upload my UK police clearance. My second mistake, I forgot to upload my UK police clearance. She requested that we book for medicals. She requested for my husband's English test results and all of that. So the second mistake I made, like I mentioned, was forgetting to upload my UK police clearance. So in my experience so far, and from other people's experience so far, I have noticed that when a case officer asks you to upload your police clearance, it takes about 2 months for that case officer to respond again to you. Rarely have I seen case officers responding within the 28 days time frame. Usually when you receive an S56 form, an S56 request from a case officer, you have 28 days to respond to the request. And case officer, your file will update again in the next 28 days. Every case officer have their own work ethics. They have their own different unique ways of scheduling their job or work per se. Some case officers respond before the 28 days elapse. Some respond 48 days later. Some respond 30 days later. So the success of your application is between God and your case officer. So you have to be very prayerful, very, very prayerful when you've applied for any visa at all. So my second mistake was forgetting to upload my UK police clearance, and because of that, I had to wait 2 months to get a response from my case officer. And at the end of the 2 months, the case officer requested that I fill out a health declaration form for my child. And I filled out the health declaration form and I uploaded that same day. Usually, for some people, after you've uploaded the health declaration form, that was my second S56 request. So most case officers, in most cases that I've seen, when you've received that second S56 request, especially if it's a health declaration form or polio request, whatever it is they request for, as long as it's this second request, you will receive your grants within 72 hours to 7 days. No, within 24 hours to 7 days, you've received your permanent visa, permanent residency grant. But in my case officer decided to wait for 1 month after I uploaded the health declaration form. And you know the funny thing? For every time I received an S56 request, my application was assigned to a new case officer. Like, I was like, my heart was beating. I was really tense, guys. I was so tense. Like, I'm just getting myself. You know, the wait was really, really killing for me. The uncertainties, there was lots of uncertainties attached to it because nobody my papa land now. Now, should be that visa apply for. It's up to their country to decide whether to give it to me or not. So, in my case officer decided to wait for 1 month, which was even more like, I don't know, it added to my woes. You know, I kept asking questions. I kept asking people in Australia who had gone through this process, how did you do it? Was it like this for you? They kept reassuring me, telling me to wait. 28 days after the case officer had asked me to upload the health declaration form, the form is called Form 815, in case you are asked to upload it. So just go on the immigration website and search for Form 815, download it and upload. A new case officer sent me an S56 request again, that I should upload the polio certificates. Polio certificates that I uploaded. I literally uploaded my polio certificate. It was there. It was so glaring. It was so obvious, you know. But she asked me to upload the polio certificates again. Well, I had to upload the polio certificate again. And usually, that was my third S56 request. I expected my grants to come that same day or like 3 days later, you know, but the case officer waited again for 14 good days. At exactly 14 days, 10 o'clock in the evening, I got the email. I didn't even see the email, but the email came in at 10 o'clock. I made it a habit after I applied for my permanent residency to check my email every day up until 1 o'clock because I sleep very late, up until 1 a.m., you know, in the night. But that particular day, my grants came in. I didn't check my email, which was quite unusual. That particular day, I went to bed very early and I woke up around, let's say 2 a.m. and I decided to check my email. And what I saw on the notification bar was Royal College of Nursing email. I was like, what's this? Let me just log in and delete it, because I always delete all those emails or irrelevant emails. When I logged in, I saw my grants. Bam! Firstly, I saw mine. And then I saw my husband's own. And then I saw my daughter's. Oh my goodness! Congratulations to me. I got my PR finally. And I am going to Australia. My dream country. Can you believe that? My excitement, my hyperactivity. Don't mind me. So, I hope you learned from this video. First, don't apply for your PR towards the end of the financial year. Second, don't forget to upload your police clearance unless you're willing to wait for 2 months. And thirdly, don't like overwork yourself so much, because I did while waiting for your grant. It will come when it will come. You know, I was like comparing my own timeline with that of my friends and other colleagues. I applied 5 days after my colleague. and she got her grants within 15 days. But I had to wait for 3 months before I got mine. Someone applied a month after me. She got her grant a month after me as well. The second person, the third person applied 2 months after me, and she got her grants 2 weeks before me. So it's individual. Everybody's experience is individual. Don't compare your timeline with that of your friend. Apply for your visa. Go pray about it. Have a free mind. Don't get overworked up about it. Well, I can't stop you from being tense. I can't stop you from being too anxious, because I know the weight is killing, like I've always said. It's really, really killing. But, go take care of yourself. Go on vacation or something. Spoil yourself. Go to club. Go shopping. Go to Selfridges. Have a look around. Go to Oxford Street. Do a lot of shopping. Wherever country you are, take yourself out. Have a good time. And whatever visa subclass you're waiting for, I hope that it will go smoothly. Like I said, mine was really, really unusual, not so unusual, but rarely you see people getting 3 S56 requests. But I am happy that it ended in praise. Don't forget, most importantly, to like my video, subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and God will bless you as you do so. Bye bye. See you next time.